And I really enjoy Science Olympiad because it opens up an avenue to an area of science that I wouldn't have been able to get access to. Also, one of the things I like is that it brings what I learn about science into a real-world perspective and allows me to put more hands-on experience together from Science Olympiad.
Thank you.
Anybody?
I am a STEM coach. We enjoy Science Olympiad as part of our education. We are a homeschool group, and we realize that in order to make it fun for the kids and less stress for the parents, we need to have them want to do things. Science Olympiad gives them a variety of events and challenges that they could try and learn as they go about it. We as parents try to be a provider for the opportunity, for the time, for resources, materials, and building materials, and food, and lots of prayer. That's what we do together. So Science Olympiad is so far has been a really good tool for us to keep our education rigor and allow our kids to have motivation to want to learn more about science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
So, what has been your best experience about Science Olympiad with your children?
Our experience is when they can't figure out what they need to do to make it better. It was not pleasant to go through it, but once we pray and we center our minds and we buckle down, start from what we don't know and try to find the answer. And when they received the knowledge, they fly.
My name is Leanne Johnson. We didn't know what it was. We didn't understand the system. We didn't understand the categories. We came in completely blind, completely no knowledge about any of it. And through the months that Graham worked and I worked at home and here at school with the team, he built an airplane out of balsa wood that actually flew. We couldn't believe it. We struggled and struggled, and several nights we both really wanted to just quit. But we knew there was a team depending on him, and so we knew that that wasn't an option. And I'm glad he didn't quit. That was a good lesson in and of itself. We wrestled through it. We continued reading the rules, which Daruni always stresses to us, keep going back to the rules, understand the parameters. We continued to read our instructions and made many, many, many mistakes along the way. The first plane, he threw it to fly. We thought it was going to fly left. It flew right and right into the wall and broke. After hours of tedious gluing and cutting, it busted on the first flight. So we started from scratch, and he built it again. And then the second time, he built it with less supervision on my part, and the parameters were wrong. It was, I think, a centimeter too big in each direction. So we had to start over again. And then the third time, he built a fabulous plane. He really did, wrestling through it, struggling through it, double checking all the measurements this time. And he did great at competition. He ended up coming in 8th in the state in the high school division, and he was 12 at the time. So could not have been more proud of what he accomplished. Truly proud of it. We actually still have it, and we're going to encase it.
Resurrect the old model of helicopter, rebuilt it, and tested. But he knew that it was not good model. What he failed to realize that it would get better if he changed the size of the motor. So when he did that, it got better. But before that, he said, "It's so hard, Mother, to give it your best and keep trying. It doesn't get any better." And I saw the frustration. And there's nothing you can do about it other than you just need to collect your data and just keep moving on the size of the rubber motor. I had to hold his hand, got on my knees, and we prayed. And 15 minutes later, after he decided that's what he just have to do, just do one experiment after the other, and finally it took off. And he got better at it, and his helicopter performed well at the tournament.
Very good. Is there anything else you would like to add?
I would like to encourage all the families who sees the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics as an obstacle to their learning, to jump in and be a co-learner with your student, with your children, play with them, and accept the failure as a lesson that need to be learned and build on from there.
I think I always liked what you said about learning to fail,
Yes.
and it's a safe environment to fail.
Yes.
And this is so different than academic school,
That's right.
where if you make a bad grade, you're sunk. I mean,
Right.
destroys GPA.
Science Olympiad is wonderful because it's give them a very high level of challenge, and the kids just get in there and jump in and do their work. Nobody's gonna know what they did on a test. That will be ranked, of course, but if they get 4 out of 20, nobody's gonna make fun of it. We just know that they probably didn't do well, but hope that they've learned from what they didn't do well to do better. And this has allowed them to fail with a sense that we just don't know. And it's okay not to know. And the most importantly is that we need to know when we don't know, so that by the grace of God, we will come to a place where we could learn and receive the knowledge. And that's the best experience. And not just my children, there's also other children's.
Can you think of a specific example with Danny or Andrew?
Yes. With Danny specifically, this recent one, with a helicopter, he tried to